It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show for Sunday, January 18th, 2009. This is episode 125, and this week a roll call question from Nate. What video game character would you be most uncomfortable with dating your daughter? And joining us this evening is Phil.
Okay, flying purple from Second Life.
That'd be an awkward knock on the door. Who's there? Oh, hey, what are your intentions with my... You know what? I'm not even going to bother to ask because I know.
He wouldn't so much knock as he would kind of rattle on the door.
In all seriousness, though, to answer the question correctly, I would say not a smoker or not a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
But you're okay with the hunters?
Or the rank and file zombies?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
He just doesn't like fat people dating his daughter.
That's right. And guys with 150-foot tongues.
Moving right along, also joining us is Ivan.
What's that guy's name from Street Fighter, the Indian guy?
Dalsim?
Dalsim, yeah, because...
We know why.
He's all bendy and stretchy. You know he's up to no good. Plus he breathes fire, and that's not good.
That's very useful at a cookout.
Yeah, but not so good for your upholstery.
And also joining us is Keith.
Any male character from any of the Final Fantasy series, because they're just way too feminine. Be like, oh yeah, you're here for my daughter? Wait, let me introduce you to my son.
You'd rather have your son dating him?
Yeah, why not? Dude, come on, those guys can like get shot in the face 50 times. I know he'd protect them. Fights dragons, gets breathed fire upon, they're okay.
And finally joining us with his brand new great headset is Bob.
Solid Snake. He's too sneaky. I don't trust him. He's got all those infiltration capabilities. He would lie to my face and I'd never know it. And then he would infiltrate.
Your daughter.
Yes, exactly.
Because he has those cigarettes that actually kill him while he smokes. I can only imagine what the secondhand smoke from those do. He may turn into a box. You're going to be like, I was just talking to him a minute ago, now where'd he go?
Where the hell does box come from? Why is there an exclamation point above my head when I saw that box move?
I was going to say like the Necromancer from Diablo 2.
Really? I wouldn't really have that big of a problem with him.
No, yeah, because he can summon the dead. It'd be a good protection scheme.
Yeah, until he kills your daughter and then corpse explodes her.
Ah, yeah, there you go. That's the problem.
Okay, so he's a necromancer, so he likes dead things, which means he might be a necrophiliac, too. So he might kill your daughter, have sex with her, and then blow up her corpse.
It's easier than a prenup.
This week on the GamerCast Network. Godfrey records live from New York City and brings you an interview with the developers of Skate 2, coming out for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Find out what they have to say about the gameplay, new online features, and the soundtrack, only on Gamertag Radio episode number 177. On Retroforce Go, the 8-Bit crew tackles nothing but listener questions. Be prepared, some of them are absurd. Also, like always, the gang reviews this week's downloadable releases on the Virtual Console, Xbox Live Arcade, and WiiWare. Tune in to Uncle Gamer for their own special brand of humor. Check out Podtacular for the latest news from the unofficial Halo universe. The podcast features fortnightly abuse and vulgarity from Destructoid.com's British do-nothings. They sometimes talk about video games as well. On the Sarcastic Gamer PlayStation podcast, the crew is live from Las Vegas, Nevada for CES. They've seen the future of Sony, and it is good. Tune in for all the details. Discover the community that brings you all these great podcasts and more. GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
Great new headset, by the way, Bob. Sounds fantastic.
It's an awesome headset.
What kind you get, by the way?
The same Logitech brand, except this one's not broken with popsicle sticks holding it together. Didn't I tell you guys that story? When I first moved here, I didn't have any money, and Chad was sick of me sounding like crap on the show, so he sent me a pair of Logitech, the USB ones that we all wear. So he sent me a pair, and like the day I got them, I snapped them in half.
Wait.
Because I put them on my head, and it snapped. And I felt so terrible that I was like, I'm not going to go buy a new one, because Chad was nice enough to send me these, so I taped them together with electrical tape and popsicle sticks.
You broke them on the day you got them?
On the day I got them, I like went to put them on my head, went to extend them, and snapped them in half.
The stranger thing here is Bob ate popsicles to get the sticks.
No, actually, the popsicle sticks were for the epoxy.
You tried the epoxy back together?
No, I just had a popsicle sticks for epoxy.
You know, it just gets funnier as you tell us what you have and why. And what's the epoxy for?
Sometimes I use it when I fix things,
Sometimes I use it when I'm bored with my epoxy thing.
but not on the headsets because trying to fix them with epoxy would have just been retarded.
Yeah, because the popsicle sticks and duct tape work.
Actually, it was electrical tape. I misspoke. But then the problem was once they were all electrical tape back together, I could still feel the popsicle stick poking through the tape. So while a rigid structure, it hurt to put on. So they were wrapped in a low-cut sock to keep it from getting wet. So basically, it just looks like headsets with like a sock wrapped around to the one side of it.
Dude, someone walks by your window and looks in, and they're just like, what the f*** is this guy doing?
Well, thankfully on the third floor, nobody can see me.
That dude's got a sock on his head.
Actually, any cat burger is going up there and is like, dude, he can't even afford a headset. There's no-
That's my security system. I don't have anything.
Didn't you used to put a sign in your car at Ohio State that said, the door's open, please don't break window or something?
I think after the third time it got broken into. Dude, my car got broken into here. Somebody broke into our garage and then ransacked like every single car that was in there. They rifled through everything. They like all the contents of the glove compartment was sitting on the thing. All registrations out, all my CDs out. Didn't take any of my CDs. Didn't take any of the registration information. But they stole all of my change that I used to wash my car. So now my car is very dirty because I don't have any quarters to wash it
Dude,
with.
they don't
now.
like your music anyway. Five-finger death punch. What's this?
What the hell is this crap? You know what? I think I'm just gonna leave this car alone.
Ooh, quarters. I'll take those, though.
Now I have a dirty car. So thank you.
How dare you? Now I have to wait to build up a whole new thing of change before I can wash my car.
I'm working on it.
Next topic.
Hey Ivan, what was that Warcraft service you saw that was started by a non-Blizzard company? It was something like You Play, We Pay.
Some jackholes decided to create a service whereby you pay them a monthly fee and they pay you money back when you can't play Warcraft, whether it's server downtime, server crashes, or queues. And they base the amount that you pay to them and they pay you back by the level and number of characters that you register and which realms they're on. So if you had 2 level 80 characters on Mediv, you would pay a certain amount and they pay you. They didn't have exact amounts, but they capped it at like 1.75 times what you're paying them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had to have looked into this a little bit to see that they could make money off of this, or they wouldn't be doing it.
Doesn't sound like a good deal for the customer. I could only assume that they're going to just prey on children. In the sense that any adult would look at this and go, the only way you make money is if I somehow end up getting screwed and paying more than I would if I was just had my account.
I can't see the servers being down enough to warrant extra money, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's the downtime as much as the queues. 'Cause I know, Ivan, you've had problems recently and everyone on Mediv getting in because of the queues. So much so that you guys actually jumped over to the server.
Right. When we were on Mediv for the past probably month, it's been anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour wait time to get in.
Dude, would you seriously sit there and wait an hour to play the game?
I didn't sit in front of my computer for an hour. I would like log in and then play my DS or iPhone or something like that while I was waiting, or go watch TV for a while.
Now, I imagine with a server like Mediv, you wouldn't get any money back, basically, from this service, probably, because it probably is a known, heavy populated server.
So they collected data for 6 or 7 months, they said, and I don't know how much it depended on what server you were on. So I don't know if they gave you less because you were on Mediv because there was long queue times, or if that would be your best bet to get money back, would be to be on a server like Mediv. That wasn't real clear either.
And again, if that's the case, how are they making a profit on this? Unless there's some kind of app that started up, and when you start up, it's got advertisements in it.
That was one of the things they did mention briefly, was they were hoping to get enough customers and enough notoriety so that they could start doing advertising. But then all that means is that's that much more money they're making. You know, they wouldn't charge you less money because they're advertising now. So that's true with the advertising, but I don't think that changes anything for us as customers.
Well, we're not going to be customers, though.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't change anything for customers.
yes. Not to mention the biggest thing they said in the article is they haven't yet talked to Blizzard either, and so
Oh, well. They might have a word or two.
I don't know enough about litigation and laws to know if it's even illegal what they're doing so that they would be sued for it, but
Probably.
at the very least, I would imagine Blizzard isn't going to approve of it or like it.
Next topic.
There was a little doggy, Ozzy. He was a miniature Shetland sheepdog. So over Christmas, his family got a Wii, and they were in the back room playing the Wii, and the dog was watching them play. And someone in the family accidentally threw their Wiimote and hit poor Ozzy right in the temple of his head. And in that instant, the dog stopped moving and breathing. They temporarily killed the dog.
I didn't know you could do that.
Temporarily?
I was about to say, it temporarily made me chuckle, because when he come back?
Isn't that what Crocodile Dundee does? He walks up to the water buffalo and does the thing in the strings, like, and the thing just kind of like dies. I want to be able to know how to do that with little miniature dogs, because that'd be funny.
Well, they called their neighbor, and I guess their neighbor must have been a vet or a dog handler or something. He came over and he checked the dog's vitals and found that the pulse had indeed stopped, so he gave the dog mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and he revived it.
Boy.
Ew. The only way to revive this dog is by mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, so I'm sorry, your dog is dead.
So they went to the vet and found that, yes, the Wiimote, when it hit the dog in the head, it caused his brain to swell and he underwent cardiac arrest. So the dog is not doing better, but he's not allowed to play in the back room when the Wii is being played.
Boy.
It seems like they need more than just a parental warning on the Wiis.
Warning, this product has been known to kill small animals. What's going to wind up happening? Not that a dog story is going to do this, but they're going to wind up having to do something where if the strap isn't attached to your wrist, the Wiimote won't work. With all the TVs and other things broken, and it's not going to be from complaints, it'll be from lawsuits or something like, OMG, you killed my dog, I'm suing Nintendo.
I like how you said OMG. LOL, he's twitching. LOL. Rafflecopter. Have you ever seen a little dog start choking and twitching?
No.
My mom gave Brian's dog. Brian had Lily and Gizmo. Gizmo was a little Pomeranian. She gave it a meatball. And it started choking. And it just was standing there and fell on its side and its legs just started twitching. It was really funny. We thought it was because
but it was too funny.
we thought maybe it was having a seizure from pictures being taken. I don't know. And it swallowed. So it was okay. After a little bit, it got up and was okay. But none of us moved to help it. We all sat there laughing.
You know what that reminds me of? The day we went to Ivan's place, Chris tried to swallow the big cheesy poof. He started choking, and everybody started laughing.
The best thing to come up with was Bob saying, "I'll punch you in the throat to crush it." That was the only help he was getting. Is Bob gonna punch him in the throat to crush the poof ball so he could breathe again?
Seemed reasonable.
We dared him to do it. So we had those Planters cheese balls, and we dared him to try and swallow one without chewing it. It wasn't like he did it on accident. It was on purpose. So I guess technically that could have been manslaughter had he actually
We all
died.
stood there laughing, and he had that panic in his eyes. I'm really choking.
Oh God, I may die via
And
cheesy.
none of us moved. I guess we're not very good in those kind of situations because we're too busy laughing at each other.
You're gonna die, but man, is this funny.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Are we going to have stories to tell?
Next topic.
So there is a bill from a California congressman. He wants to pass a bill called the Video Game Health Labeling Act of 2009, where he wants warning labels placed on all games rated T or higher, much like the labels on cigarette packs, which would say something along the lines of, warning, excessive exposure to violent video games and other violent media has been linked to aggressive behavior.
You know what? Fine. Do it and shut them up and stop wasting money on it.
It's gonna do the exact same thing that the warning labels on music did, which just make people buy more of them.
It doesn't make a difference one way or the other, so go ahead, slap that sticker on there and stop wasting people's time.
The labels on music say warning foul language, and the warnings on cigarettes say these will kill you, and that isn't controversial. That's been known to actually kill people. There's no definitive study that says video games has been linked to aggressive behavior. For every study that says it's true, there's 10 studies that say there's no real evidence.
That is, unless you get a taco thrown in your face.
That is not what I thought that story was about when I heard taco thrown in face.
Which was the story about the kid whose mother told him to stop playing the Xbox, so the kid threw a taco in her face?
Yeah. She wanted him to come down to dinner, so she went upstairs and unplugged his Xbox, and he got mad and threw a taco in her face. So then she called the police and actually had him arrested since he was 19. He slapped her in the arm, too, or something.
That was with the enchilada, though.
So with a deadly fajita. The video game people should like this, because if they slap enough stickers on it, they don't need any cover art.
Yeah. Think of how
Just
much
keep slapping stickers on there, and you just saved yourself some of your budget. You know what? I guess I'd rather have them waste time on that than other fruitless things. Like, did baseball players use steroids? Let's make college football playoff style. I mean, these are things that people are actually talking about doing in Congress. It's like, okay, world's falling apart, and we're concerned about a baseball player using steroids. Okay,
guess
brilliant.
what? He uses steroids. They all use steroids. Every professional athlete you've ever seen all use steroids.
Well, now they have to put a sticker on the tickets that these players may or may not use steroids or performance-enhancing drugs when you go to the game so that you're better informed.
Your game may not be as enjoyable if you realize these players are hopped up on steroids.
Genetically are no longer human.
So you don't like the fact they're doing things like that in Congress, but what about the other thing Congress is doing? They're looking at DRM schemes. A couple weeks ago, they're starting to form a committee to weigh or judge how DRM is affecting the average consumer.
It's still a waste of time, in my opinion, but whatever. I thought we had a free market system here. If people don't like it, don't buy it. It's that simple. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And if you're going to buy it, then don't bitch about what you're buying. It's like, oh, I bought this thing, and it's just horrible. I hate the fact that I bought this because, well, then why'd you buy it?
You know how the saying goes, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, ain't gonna get fooled again.
Next topic.
I think we talked about last year about this time, there was the Writers Guild of America nominees for Best Writing of a Game.
Who won?
A game called Deadhead Fred for the PlayStation Portable, I believe. The people who are nominated have to be Writers Guild of America members.
Wasn't the big to-do about that 90% of the people who wrote for video games don't belong to the Writers Guild of America? They're non-union and all this?
Yeah, so you had games like BioShock, which had a good story, wasn't even nominated at all, because their writers weren't part of the guild. This year, do you want to hear the nominees?
Sure.
Here we go. Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Tomb Raider Underworld, Fallout 3, and Dangerous High School Girls in Trouble.
What?
Ooh. There's 5 games nominated because those were the only 5 games written by people in the guild?
I think of all the ones written in the guild, those were the best, according to them.
If Dangerous High School Girls in Trouble was one of the best, that means they had to pick 5, and there was probably 6 total.
I'd hate to see what that 6th was.
So would I. If number 5 is Dangerous High School Girls in Trouble, then yeah.
Here is the little blurb on the page with Dangerous High School Girls. Crazy title, crazy fun. Welcome to 1920s Brighton, USA, home of the wily young girls, steadfast boys, and small-minded adults.
Charleston, everyone, Charleston!
Play me off, Sammy!
Here you will gather your gang in the days of Mae West, Clara Bow, and Marlene Dietrich. Investigate suspicious accidents at school, send the guilty to the gallows. Ooh, okay.
Gallows? You didn't have gallows? Where the hell was this damn thing made?
Oh, that's great, man. Investigate your high school. Ah, this guy stole your books. Let's hang him.
Yeah, go ahead. String him up. Real proper like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him swing.
There's the website to it.
Oh, that looks quality.
Who's this game targeted for, then? It's not targeted towards teenage girls. Teenage girls aren't going to know who Marlene Dietrich is.
Okay, here are your advantages of purchase. Learn the game that adults play in private and use it against them.
Wait, what? So it's porn?
That's what the advantages of purchase. Learn the game that adults play in private and use it against them. Let's see. Flirt with dozens of boyfriends and win dozens of other prizes.
You're the biggest whore in Townsville.
Wow. These screenshots are awful.
Jesus, I could draw better than this.
I was just going to say, dude, this is like I got Photoshop for Christmas, and I think I'm going to color with the airbrush. Color, color, color. Wow, this is awesome.
But dude, again, it's for writing. It's not for art.
Usually the quality of the two is synonymous in a game. Budget's budget. Look at the second one. Her face is like all skewed to one side. I mean, you can fix that in Photoshop. Come on.
This is Louisa the leper. Her face is drooling off.
Maybe one of us has to bite the bullet this week and try the free demo.
You know what, dude? I bit the bullet with Nancy Drew. I bit enough bullets in my day.
Wait, you played Nancy Drew?
Yeah.
How was that game?
It was actually all right. That's not the point, though.
Well, no. Now, if that was all right, this might be all right, too. Maybe one day this week someone here should try this game. I'll try it.
These are the most hideous, ugly people ever.
They are truly.
Like, what is up with her eye?
What is up with your eye?
As soon as I finished saying it, I knew that was coming. Yeah, this is stroke victim Susie. I was playing the Wii and got hit in the temple with the Wiimote.
And that was Video Game Show episode number 125 for Sunday.
Sunday.
January 18th, 2008.
Sunday.
Again, short
Finished.
show.
I'm very sorry about that.
Okay, again,
I'll stop.
finish. Yeah,
I just really want to apologize profusely.
okay.
We cool?
And yeah, we're good. We're good. We're fine. Breaker of my headphones. That's great. On the day you got them.
It was completely unintentional.
Dude, he's like
Again.
the Incredible Hulk. He doesn't know how to limit his strength when manipulating objects.
Again, why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, I wore them for a year as penance.
Beyond that, share a dream pie. Any other ham sandwiches or share dream pies to give to the world?
Well, we got to give one to Arizona for making it to their first Super Bowl ever.
A Shattered Dream Pie?
No, a ham sandwich.
Oh.
Ham sandwich to Ricardo Montalban, wherever he may rest.
Ham sandwich to Shatner for winning in the end.
Yeah. Shattered Dream Pie to me, because if we ever play Raven Shield again, now I have to pick somebody else.
I've got a Shattered Dream garage door window at my house. It was so cold this week that it shattered the window on my garage.
Here's a tip. I used to be a homeowner, so I have some validity in saying this. There's no reason at all to ever have a window in your garage. Just saying.
When are you ever in your garage with the door closed that you'd need a window? Something's really gone wrong at that point.
Either someone's using it to break in, or someone's throwing a baseball at it, or it shatters because it's so freaking cold. And yeah, when are you ever in your garage when you're like, I wonder what's going on outside? Let me walk over.
I give you a Shattered Dream Pie for not at least having the fun to break your garage window. I mean, having a broken window sucks, but we don't even have the fun of like shattering it. Like you could have just like taken a bat to it, and you didn't get to do that.
Well, look at it this way. If you have a window in your garage, then people can see the bodies you hide in there.
That's true. So you're either going to wind up painting the windows black or covering them up with sheets or something. So you're just better off without having windows anyway.
I'm going to just knock it out and put it in a piece of cardboard instead of a piece of glass.
There you go. Well, maybe plywood. Cardboard isn't going to last too long.
Be sure to check out the GamerCast Network forums at gamercastnetwork.com/forums for all the details on the upcoming gaming nights. And as usual, send your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or roll call question to the mailbag at mailbag@videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night.
Was that Tim Curry and Command & Conquer?
Yeah, it is.
I like Tim Curry.
I like Tim Curry, too.
There are a lot of known actors in Command & Conquer. I think Billy D. Williams is in Command & Conquer 3, not Red Alert 3.
Go 45!
45!
Did you see, I think it was on Robot Chicken, it was Lando Calrissian and Boba Fett standing like out on one of the launch bays, and he's like, wow, that's a nice ship. Gotta tell you, I'm not crazy about the name, though.
Oh, Slave One. Okay, yeah.
I didn't know that. You had to say that.
Yeah.
You know what? That makes me feel like a true dork because I knew that right away and started laughing. Everyone else is quiet, and I was like, oh, I just showed I'm a Star Wars dork.